Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. I am on the wrong camera. There we go. Okay, so it is Friday, TGIF, right? It's been a wonderful week, and and I think we made it. I think everything is on and ready to go. So it's been a very busy week. Let me know if my audio is okay, because it looks like it might be a little bit loud. Might be a little bit loud, or maybe I need to talk a little bit softer. And it does look like the crisp thing is working too, so that's cool. Hey, Peter. So yes, my week was about trying to figure out microphones. It's time for the weekend, baby. Yes, it is. Tomorrow we will be working on a Mustang, putting all kinds of new parts, new and sundry parts in it. And I'm going to try to film some of that. We'll see how that goes. Audio is awesomely good. Good. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. Okay, cool. Uncle G says my volume is good. Peter says, oh, I guess I could put these across the screen, couldn't I? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Peter says hi to Uncle G. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Jim's here. He says hi, Sly and friends. And Uncle G says hi back to Peter. You get to see a video of me soon as she gets it edited. Yes. So we're going to work on his Mustang, and I'm going to film. He's going to work. And I'll be an extra set of hands if he needs it. Moral support, extra set of hands. So this week, the lav mic sounds good, okay, but you know, you're always striving for that just a little bit better, right? And so I picked up a Rode Pod mic, right? Did I get everything turned on? I think I did. Okay. And I don't have all the extras to go with the pod mic to make it work. So I have been researching why that didn't work a lot. And so I've got a little board coming, but maybe for next week. And so what does Uncle G say? Yeah, audio sounds solid. We've got a cooling system installed for the Mustang, and we're doing a brake job on the daily. So on the Mustang, I know we're putting a radiator in, and then on his the Hyundai, we're putting, I think, brakes on. So yeah, a couple of videos, but I'm going to upload them to his channel. So everybody wants to be a YouTube person. Peter says, is the other speakers that makes a noise turned off? Is the other speakers? Yes. Are you hearing a noise? And there's Suey. What's up, Sly? So does everybody like the earlier time? A little bit easier to stay awake. So I was going to show Peter this because he was asking. If I can get this open. I'm opening the right end. Anyway, it is a FET head. And I thought that I could plug this in line to the ATEM or to the Mac. No, it doesn't work. So I did try, but so this is all this is. If I can get a, yeah, it just plugs, let's see, I think this end plugs into the microphone, and then the cable, I think, plugs into this. I may have it backwards. Let's just look. Yes, this plugs into the microphone. I can see so. And then the cable plugs into that. And I have tried plugging it into the ATEM, and I tried plugging it into the USB. So we figured out just in the last 30 minutes that it needs a power source. So we'll keep working on it. This is the lavalier is fine for tonight. It's not a bad mic. I actually went and did a video today that will probably be out maybe Sunday, maybe, depending on how quick I can get it edited. Comparing two new lenses. So if you follow Motivated Minds, he did a vlog this week with the Canon 10 to 18, and which I just happen to have one. So I compared it to the 11 to 22, and we'll see what happens with that. Jim says, paying with what I would like to get going, but got a long way to go. Paying with what I would like to get going, but got a long way to go. You mean possibly playing with what I would like to get going? I'm not as good as Peter and Lewis are at filling letters in. I'll get there. It's all right. It's all good. Hey, Timeless Drews, how you doing? Glad you're here. Phantom Power, yeah, 40 volts. Yes, we, normally I research things to death. I drive everyone in my family crazy because I will research things and forever before I actually pull the trigger. And I didn't with the pod mic. I got it at half price, and I was like, that's too good of a deal to pass up, so we'll just buy it and then figure out how to make it work. And so it has been a learning curve, a very steep learning curve, because I don't know a whole lot about microphones, but I do now. I know enough to be totally confused at this point. And Peter says, I didn't know you fixed Mustangs, Grant. That's cool. He not professionally. He just he fixes them as he learns as he goes, and it's a wonderful bonding experience for us. So I enjoy getting to spend time with him, and so yeah, it's all good. Phantom Power, yes. So I tried several things. I tried plugging it into the ATEM, it didn't work at all. I tried plugging it into the Mac Mini, thinking it would get power from there. Yeah, no, it didn't. So I've got a little Tascam board coming. So we'll see. Peter says I won't have Phantom Power until tomorrow or even later. Yeah, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere. I don't know. Whenever they decide to deliver it. So it was supposed to have been in the store, and I was going to go to the store to pick it up, and they couldn't find it. So they're having to ship it to me. So it's all good. It's all good. It's as you get older, if there's one thing you learn, it's patience. Yeah, nothing happens when you want it to. So Uncle G says, definitely not professional, but not a bad shady tree. Yep. Shady tree YouTube mechanic, especially with my help. Yeah, so he's learning. He's learning a lot, and a lot of times I'm fairly mechanical, but there's a lot of stuff I haven't done. So we kind of learn on the fly together, and so I don't think it's that hard of a job, but the Mustang is so low that we're going to have to jack it up, put it on jack stands just to get it up high enough for me to bend over and work on it, because that thing is like where the radiator is, that's like almost knee level. So I'll be the photographer. videographer, right? Yeah. So, and he's really strong, and he's a good hand. He works really hard. So, yeah, I'm sure I'll have to throw my 2 cents in. So it should be a fun day. Plus, Oklahoma's getting ready to get hit with a massive, not Oklahoma, let me rephrase that. Northeastern Oklahoma is getting ready to get hit tomorrow with a massive storm. So we will be doing this in the storm. Yeah. So might have to have some baggies for the cameras. I'm not sure. But so Uncle G, you should not be on the computer. You should be cleaning out your garage. So we can do this in the garage. I'll bring lights. Okay. But yeah, that's how my week has gone. How's everybody else's week going? That's kind of why I'm glad it's Friday. Not for any other reason than I finally, when I say I'm glad it's Friday, it's like the end of the, not so much the end of the week, yes it is, but it is also the end of my week of research. Okay, and so I finally pulled the trigger on something, and so I can just kind of go, okay, that's done. And so I don't have to be hyped up about it until I get it, and then I'll be, trying to figure out how to work it and all that. So, yeah, but I'm very glad it's one of those things when you finally pull the trigger on it and you can just kind of go, okay, now I can breathe for a minute. So we'll see. But yeah, so I'm kind of interested to see myself. I went and shot the video, but I haven't looked at it yet. And it was so bright out today. Oklahoma has been we have, like, I think we're in the vortex of weird weather because it's been really, really cold, and then it'll get like a springtime day and then an early summer day, and then we'll be back to winter again, and it gets really, really cold. So it was sunny today for the first time in 4 or 5 days, but it was still chilly. So but it was so bright that I couldn't see the screens. So we'll see what the video looks like. But yeah, I haven't even popped it in the computer yet. So that'll be kind of interesting to see if the 10-18, which is an older EFS lens, how it competes with the M lens, which was supposed to have been, like, when they made the M series cameras, it was supposed to have been one of the better lenses for the M cameras. So we'll see if it's, how it looks. It's Ryan's fault. Yes, Ryan Hall, y'all. So I have a child getting ready to go to Minnesota, and that's one of the reasons I was looking at the weather. I wasn't thinking about having to work outside on a car in the weather tomorrow, but she's getting ready to drive to Minnesota, and Minnesota, as you probably know, has been plagued with snow. So she's not in a car that's what I would call snow-worthy. It's a little bitty car. So I kind of wanted to check and see how she was going to fare up there. Uncle G says, Sly, if you no longer had your day job and did YouTube full-time, would you get another pet? No. And the reason I say that, I'm never home. And if I did YouTube full-time, I would be home less instead of more. So, so no, I don't think I would. Not unless it was something that could travel with me. So, yeah. And Peter says, what was the prior pet? Dogs and cats. I've had, golden retriever was probably my favorite. I've had a working cow dog. I've had a lot of strays. a lot of strays. And I usually have a cat or two running around. So right now I've got 2 feral cats that live under my house, and I just feed them. But if I'm gone, they seem to do just fine. So, you know, I've left for 10 days before and come back and they've been just fine. So I think maybe other people are feeding them too, would be my guess. I hear E is an amazing member of the family. Yes, he's my grand dog. His name is Inte, and he's extremely well behaved. Of course, now I think he's getting to where he's more of an adult dog. But even as a puppy and a teenage dog, he's always been really well behaved. So, but you know, Uncle G spends a lot of time with him too. So I think that makes a difference. I think if you leave dogs aren't meant to be left on their own. And so, you know, if you're gone for more than you're home, I think that's when the dogs get into trouble, and you know, because they can find things to do. But Ente's a really good dog. So yeah, I don't think I'd get another dog, only because I'm not home enough, and I don't see that changing regardless of what my career would be. So you know me, I like to stay on the go. And I missed it. Randy, hi. Pets keep the rodents away. Yes, they do. Or they should. These cats are not, I don't know how many rodents they catch. I've had a couple, like really big, I don't know what you call them. What do you call them, Uncle G? They're like bigger than a rat, but like they're huge. And I've had 2 of those, and they do mass destruction. They're actually bigger than what the cats are. And Uncle G says, also, just by the way, my weather app shows just overcast all day tomorrow, so we should be golden. Well, according to Ryan Hall, y'all, you need to go watch him. There's like a pocket, and it's starting, the circle starts like in Tulsa and moves east. So, but rain or shine, we'll get it done. I got a raincoat. It's all good. Possums. No, it's not a possum. I know what a possum is. I just had a flying bug land on my light. Sorry. Yeah, no, these are, they're called some kind of a rat, and I can't remember what it's a something rat, but I can't remember what the name is. Hogs or wild pigs? Well, funny, you should say that. I raised my kids in the country on a mountain far, far, far away from anyone, and we had some little piglets come up in the yard one day, and they actually destroyed my yard within about 3 hours. They had rooted up the entire yard. So yeah, it's wild wars are a serious problem. And Uncle, he says a small bear. It wasn't a small bear. It was a something rat, and I can't remember the name. It'll come to me probably. And Peter says, yeah, Ryan Hall, y'all. He's, you know, the man's actually right most of the time. I know my kids make fun of me because I watch a YouTube weatherman, but I tell you, he's got it going on. And Peter's laughing at Grant. There's Dr. Charles. How you doing? I loved the tour of Disney World the other day. I haven't been there since I was a kid, and I would very, very much like to take my grandson when he's probably, I'm thinking about 6, so he'll remember a little bit of it, and I'll see if Uncle G and Brett can go too. So make it a family vacation. A river rat. Well, possibly. But it had a name. And I cannot think of what it was. But so he says, wild pig will eat bot. Yeah. Well, as it turns out, and being a novice at all this, I went out and just shot the shotgun in the air, and they didn't even look up, right? They just kept rooting the yard. And so someone told me after all this was all said and done that I was lucky that the mama hadn't been around, because I guess the mamas can get up to 400 pounds, and I guess they're not very nice. So, yeah. And Peter says, ratatouille. Yeah. Dr. Charles says, you're early today. Yes. So a lot of my friends are older, and they kind of were asking me if I could go a little bit earlier. So I don't want to encroach on Peter. So I either had to go earlier or later than him. So we're gonna try 7:30. Just see. Works for me. If it works for everybody else. But if y'all haven't seen, Charles did a live stream. It was a couple days ago, I think, with at Disney World, and we got to see the parade, and it was really cool. Got to go on the riverboat, and it kind of feels like you're there. So with a private tour guide. So it was really kind of cool. And Randy says, I love Ratatouille. That was a movie, right? A little cartoon movie with mice. I haven't seen that in a long time. Norway rats. Jim, you're getting really close. Because I do think it was it was, like the King Charles Spaniel. I think it was a name like that. But because I set a trap, and obviously, I got it. But my neighbors had to come over. Speaking of, I called Uncle G to come down and take care of this dead body. But when the trap hit, it hit him across the nose. And so there was blood everywhere. Everywhere. It was so disgusting. And so I'm freaking out. And I call my beloved son, who will not drive 45 minutes to take care of the dead body. And so I had to go get a neighbor to come over. And this thing was it was literally from the tips of my finger to my elbow, his body. That didn't count his tail. Biggest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so that's been several years ago. And Randy says, capybara? I don't know what a capybara is. I know a Yogi Berra. And Peter says, good movie, Randy. Okay. Charles says, I'll do another live stream from inside Magic Kingdom next week. I was so tired after all the walking. I would have a blast. I mean, that looked like a really fun time. And you kept saying that there wasn't very many people. It wasn't very crowded. I thought there was a lot of people. But we have a theme park close to here called the Silver Dollar City. And I think you would really enjoy it, Charles. I was going to mention that the other day, and I got sidetracked. And Randy says, muskrat. There is something flying around in here. I don't know what it is, but a muskrat. I thought muskrats were supposed to be cute. This thing was not cute. It had insanely large teeth, a really pointed nose. Was it actually a chihuahua? No, it was not a chihuahua, and it was not a mole, and it was not a, it kind of looked like a mole a little bit, but no, it was not a chihuahua. And Charles says, sounds like a New York rat. Yes, the thing was huge. I've never seen anything quite that big. And when my neighbor came over, they had never seen anything. Man, I wish I could remember the name of it, because I did look it up. But like I said, it's been several years ago. So, my brain is... Apparently, I did not need that information to stay in the frontal lobe, so it has gone back to the hard drive that never gets used. A gopher? No, it wasn't a gopher. but I do have gophers on occasion, and I was told, and it seems to work, that if you kill the grub worms in your yard, which I didn't know I had grub worms, if you put down stuff to kill the grub worms, the moles will go to your neighbor's yard because you're killing their food source. So, so that I put down stuff every year and let them go to my neighbors. So, I just got new neighbors. In fact, haven't even met them yet. They just moved in yesterday, I think. So that'll be kind of cool to see. And Charles says, oh, so you archive the news. Yeah, it's, this part of the brain kind of keeps up with the day-to-day stuff, and then the rest of it goes way in the back. And the older I get, the further back it goes. And Randy says, possums have white heads. Yes, they do. We have, because I keep food out for the cats, we occasionally have a possum come up and we'll eat the cat food, and but they don't, as far as I know, the possums have never caused any damage. They just kind of come up and eat, and then they just kind of go about their business. So possums are actually kind of good for eating like ticks and bugs and little garden snakes and stuff that I don't really want in my yard anyway. So as long as they stay outside, we're good. We're good. So so Charles went to Disney World. Uncle G ordered car parts this week. I don't think I know. Peter, what did you do this week? I don't know. Yeah. Possums have sharp teeth and pointy noses. Yes, they do. This was definitely a rat, but it was actually kind of the size of a possum, actually. And so anyway, my neighbor came over and he scooped up the body and hauled it off, and then I'd had to clean up all that blood. So yeah, it was not a good thing. Raccoon, you killed Rocky. No, I didn't. It was not a raccoon. Okay. Rocky was a squirrel. Yes, that's true. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yes, that's true. And Charles says, I have raccoons in my backyard. They come right up to me when they're hungry. Yes, and they're so cute. I love raccoons. They too have sharp teeth. When I was a kid, teenager, I had a pet raccoon, and if you've ever seen a raccoon eat, they get their little paws in water, and then they feel their food with their paws. And so it's really cute. But yes, I like raccoons. I think they can be more destructive than possums. Rocky and Bullwinkle fame. Yep. I put on a Rocky and Bullwinkle show for my grandson, and he had no interest whatsoever. I think now the kids' shows are so much more colorful, and everything is so larger than life that Rocky and Bullwinkle just didn't hold his attention at all. And Jim says, didn't you say you had 2 monster rats? What happened to the other one? So the other one was, Uncle G and Inte were living here, And I think Uncle G was here. I think it was when they were staying with me. But so we had one of those baby gates put up that has the plastic, like they're like diamonds. It's like plastic material, and they've got like a wooden frame and then this diamond plastic stuff. And we got up one morning and this thing had tried to go from one room to the next and go through the baby gate. And I guess it got stuck. And so then it turned and it tried to go back through the other way. And it expired. And so Uncle G was here that day. And so I had him take the gate and like put it outside. Well, he put it on the front porch, and the alarm people were coming that day. Even the alarm guy said that's the biggest rat he'd ever seen. Now that was just a regular rat, but it was, I mean, it was still good size. So Charles says raccoons are smarter than dogs. They are very smart. And I had this huge, ginormous cage in my bedroom that went all the way almost to the ceiling. And he could figure out how to get his little paw around and open the door. And he would get out and drive my mother insane. So, yeah. Nutria. I don't think nutrias are that big. Like, this thing was huge. I think, aren't nutrias like smaller? I'm not 100% sure about that. I have heard of a nutria, but I don't know that I've ever actually seen one. North American beaver. We had, when we lived in the country, we had lots of beaver. We had a pond, and the beaver ate when you build a pond, it looks level, but it's actually on a hill, and so you build up one side to make it look level to hold water. And the beavers had actually eaten a hole through the dam, and so beavers can be very destructive. Probably a water rat. They're good size. Could have been a water rat. A Viking rat. There you go. Call your neighbor right now. I really want to know what rodent you had. It better not be a wabbit. It wasn't a wabbit. It wasn't. But it was, I had heard that mice and rats and what have you, they don't see real well. And so they follow, like, that's why mice run along baseboards. It gives them something to kind of guide them by. And so this thing, I didn't see clearly what it was, but I did see it run under the dishwasher while I was at the kitchen sink, okay? And so I had to leave for a couple hours, and I set 2x4s up to make a little trail for it to follow, and then set this huge rat trap thing up. And when I got home, it had to work. So what do I know? But yeah, if you have rodents, set your mouse traps up next to a baseboard. You'll catch them. Tonight is the rat show. I'd rather get back to Great's Mustang, right? Or the microphone issues. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think. I know Tom uses a Shure microphone. Peter uses a lav. Charles, I think you use a shotgun on your camera, if I remember right. Randy, Blue Yeti, maybe? Did I see where you got a Blue Yeti? I think I did. So what I'm trying to achieve is a richer sound, and I can't. I've played with the equalizers all I can on the ATEM, and I cannot get the lav to go there. So, I mean, it sounds good and it's bright, but I can't get it to have that rich sound that I think a dynamic mic would have. So we'll try. Mustangs are cool. Yes. This is a 2004 Silver Anniversary edition. It's blue. It's about the color blue of my border, actually. It's a really pretty car, and he's had it since high school. So, got lots and lots of sentimental value. And Cheryl says, I remember the pack rats. Who brung rat? I think it was the Rat Pack. Yes, there is a pack rats, and they tend to take shiny things. So if you ever come up missing shiny things in your house, you know, they'll take like forks and just anything that's shiny and take it to their nest. But the Rat Pack was Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and who was the fourth? Okay, Randy says Blue Yeti. Yep. Nano and the Rode Wireless Go original. Okay. So yeah, I really want to try this thing. It's really, this is a really heavy combo. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. So the stand itself is heavy for starters, and then the microphone is really heavy. So I was really excited, and I got the wind muff because Tom Buck told me to. I don't know if I need it or not because I can't get the thing to work. But I can get this off. It's really tight on there. So isn't that pretty? I just think that's really pretty. But Tom says the wind muff helps with the plosive, so or the foam thingy. So we'll see. We'll see. We should have that up and running this week, playing with it. Also, Best Buy brand microphone. That's kind of a tongue twister. Best Buy brand microphone. Rode and Ceramonic shotgun mics. So I know it's really early in California because it's like 6 o'clock, but Carlos he's done like 3 vlogs this week, and the first 2 were outside. The first one sounded good, but the second one, wow, it was like, I want that microphone, right? And I think he said what it was. I'll have to go back and watch it again because I can't remember what he said it was. So, thank you, Randy. Randy comes to the rescue. Peter Lawford, Sammy Davis Jr. Was Peter Lawford? Was he? I thought they all were singers. Was he a singer? And I know Joey Bishop. Yeah, hang out with him. But that was the Rat Pack. Peter Lawford, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. Yep. There he is. There he is. Speak of the devil, and guess who shows up? On the way home and listening to you, Sly. Well, good. Cool. I don't want you to be texting and driving, but if you could, I really want to know what that microphone, because I thought it was the Deity, but you said it wasn't. It was something else. So, and I'm old and senile, and I cannot remember what you said it was. So, but that mic that was just crystal clear. I was just completely blown away by how clear that microphone sounded. I want one. And you were vlogging, so it's either got to be a shotgun mic. I can't imagine that was a wireless mic. You guys need to go watch Motivated Minds. He put out 3 this week, and the Rode Video Mic Pro. Okay. Rode Video. Okay. Shotgun mic. I'm guessing Rode Video Mic Pro. I think it is. I was blown away by that. That's the audio was good. In the if the audio was 100 in the first one, it was like 250 in the second one. I mean, it was just, yeah, that was an excellent mic. So, Randy, do you have one of those? The Rode, okay. The Rode and Ceremonic shotgun mic. So, do you have the Video Mic Pro? And Dr. Charles says, I also use the Video Mic Pro. Okay. Well, Charles, your always sounds good, right? So there's not really a comparison thing. And you know what? Actually, I have the, remember when you bought the little $10 mic off Amazon, the little shotgun mic? I bought one of those, and it actually makes my voice sound amazing. I just don't really use a shotgun mic since I have the wireless. I don't know why. I don't. And then Carlos says, yes, it's shotgun mic. Okay. So maybe I should start using a shotgun mic again, because that sounded just incredible. And Randy says, not yet. It's on your list. Randy, I think you're like me. We keep making these lists and they just keep getting longer. If somebody had said 2 months ago that I would be getting a pod mic, I don't need a pod mic. Why? But yeah, so, you know, that gear acquisition syndrome. Yeah. And so it was funny because I called Grant today to ask him, you know, what his thoughts were. And he was like, instead of spending more money on a mic that may or may not work, why don't you just get a different mic? And I thought, you know, out of the mouths of babes. But I figured, you know, if I'm going to do this, I need a mixer anyway. So, any little bit of kit that, you know, can add a little something, something. So, Pat, are you here? Pat, I have a friend that she watches, but she can't figure out how to chat. And so, yeah, so she keeps saying that she's watching every Friday night, but she can't figure out how to chat. So, Pat, if you're here, hi. I'm assuming that you are. I don't know. But that's one reason why for the earlier time was a lot of people, I guess, go to bed. So I've got this thing on that Lewis was telling me about called Crisp Audio. Have y'all been hearing the cars going by? Because with it being earlier, there's more traffic outside. So I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can. And Randy says, I do have the Rode Video Micro. Is it the Pro? Is there a difference? Is there like a Video Micro and a Pro? I don't know. I would have to look that up. But yeah, I mean, all you guys sound good. Randy, your audio is amazing. Of course, your video is crystal clear too. So you got it rocking. Did I see where you went live? I think it didn't pop up in my feed. Like I didn't get a notification. But I think I saw something where you went live. Am I imagining things, Randy, or did you actually do a live stream? And if you did, kudos. Awesome. Hop on board. And Charles is like the king of remote live streams. I mean, I can't even imagine, Charles. I have enough trouble figuring out how to do this, let alone trying to get my gear and everything out somewhere and do this. Pat, subscribe using the mouse and select subscribe, then click on the chest, start typing. So we set her up so she is a subscriber, but she can't find the chat box. So she can't find where to start typing. And she's on a tablet, so I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't have a tablet, And Charles says, Rode has so many different mics and their naming scheme is very confusing. Yes, I agree with that. They do make an excellent product, but so a lot of people are buying those Rodecaster Pro 2, I think is what it's called. And a lot of people are having to send those back in for... No one has said what the problem is. Several people have said it has had to go back to get fixed. So I don't know what's not working on it. But so that scared me away from that just a little bit. And they're fairly expensive too. Charles says Rode has... Oh, I did that one. Sorry. Forgot my little stars. Randy says, Sunday I will go live. No, it was practicing. Oh, okay. Okay. Sunday at what time? Inquiring minds want to know. And Charles says, I will be live streaming tomorrow night. Spyrogira. Spyrogira? What is that? Because I do get notifications when you go live, Charles. So if I'm around, if I'm not under a car, I will tune in. And Peter says, Pat, you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. She's a hokey pokey, all right. Oh, okay, Pat, are you listening? Randy says to turn the tablet in portrait style, which means up and down, not sideways, and then you can chat. That's probably why you weren't seeing it, because you had it turned sideways. So see if that works. Are you listening, Pat? Peter says the chat box is at the bottom of the chats. You click on it with the mouse to open the box up. So, Pat, can you see the chats? Go down to the bottom. There'll be a little bitty box, and then you can type in that little bitty box. And all you have to do is say hi. Yes, yes. Randy says, Pat, a lot of people watch in landscape mode wide view. Oh, landscape mode would be... Yes, so you have to turn it vertical to portrait. Oh, Spyro, is it Gira? Is the Michael Jackson of jazz. Okay, that's cool. Does he dance like Michael Jackson used to do his little moonwalk thing? You know, it was incredibly ironic how Michael Jackson was, he was huge anyway, but he became even more famous after his death. There was a lot of kids, my kids' age, that didn't have a clue who Michael Jackson was until he died. And then they saw it on the news, and it was all over the news for a while, and they saw his songs and everything. And one of the boys that went to school with my daughter became a Michael Jackson wannabe. He started dressing like him, and it was kind of funny. But so that is about it, guys. I think everybody has about enough time to get something to eat and run to the restroom and be done just in time to catch Peter. Sorry about that. I guess she doesn't know I'm live.
You're live right now?
Yes.
Can I go to the quarry?
Okay. That was funny. My daughter's working tonight, so I knew she wouldn't be able to join us, so I didn't mention it to her. It will say chat publicly as in grayed out print. Yeah, she's supposed to be listening, so surely she's heard her name enough to look at the chat. Carla says, I had a break between clients the other day and went live. Peter kept me company. Thanks, Peter. Yes, I caught the replay of that. I don't know what time, and I don't even know that I got a notification of that one. Honestly, I did the other two, so I probably did. I was just probably doing something. And Peter says, click on that sentence to start typing. Yeah. Great stream. Thanks, Randy. Yes. It's the president calling. First lady. Yes. Yeah. When one of your kids calls, you almost have to at least somewhat acknowledge that my other kid is on here, so he knows what I'm doing. Where's your mother on a Friday night? Well, she's live streaming, so she can't be getting into any trouble, right? So you may have to show Pat how to do that. Yes, I'm aware. I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks, so yes. We thought when we set her up that it never entered my head that I would have to explain how to chat. So yes, I will do that because she's a hoot. You guys will love Pat. Hi Peter, I posted a special video for you on Facebook. Oh, I haven't been on Facebook in a minute, so I'll have to check that out. What is it about, Charles? Inquiring minds want to know. So yes, Pat is my I play cards with her, but she's also my traveling. I guess I travel with her more, and so we went on a cruise together, and she rides in a Mart cart. I don't know what you call them, little scooter thing, and she was right beside me. And you go down this thing, if you've ever been on a cruise, you have to check in and everything. And so there was no line. We just timed it just right. And she was right beside me. So we get in the terminal, and the lady, beckons me over, and I go up, and she says, "Oh, are you traveling alone today?" And I said, "No, I'm with," and I turn, and she's not there, right? Well, they don't let you wait. They check you in, and you cannot step off to the side. You immediately have to board the boat. So I'm walking as slow as I possibly can, and I keep looking back, and she's not there. So I get on the boat, and I get a text that she has packed her passport in her luggage. And so I spend the next 2.5 hours trying to look for our luggage in a sea of 3,000 other people's luggage. And so, yeah, but she's a hoot. Ooh. Charles says, wonderful desserts. Awesome. I love dessert. In fact, I made some pudding yesterday. The video was, hey, Peter. Are they keto-friendly desserts, Charles? He says, and Charles is confirming. Yes, Randall. So, well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to get me something to eat. And so I can go over to Peter's show at 9 o'clock. So I'm so glad everybody came in. It just really, I know going earlier, we're probably, Scott's not going to be able to come in because it's date night, right? But we'll see him on Peter's maybe. Maybe we'll catch him on the tail end of Peter's. So, but it's been fun. And hopefully by next Friday, I will have the pod mic going. That's the goal. But so anyway, I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes over at Peter's. All right? Have a good week, everybody. Bye.